Hey everyone. So I originally did this last night, this video, but I was tired and I was just getting over a little bit of a allergies, cold, if you will. This weather really doesn't help out a lot because it's like, it's 85, degrees, last week, like, a week ago, this upcoming Wednesday, it was like 85, then it was 74, whatever, and then all of a sudden it just drops. It's like, this weather is just, outright strange. I mean, now it's getting cloudy, but it's going to be partly cloudy and everything, and it started out clear this morning, so yeah, it's one of those situations where the El Nino, La Nina effect is really just, kicking people's butts sometimes, because I don't know if they can dress, short sleeved or long sleeved or whatever the case may be. But anyway, this video I wanted to talk about, or I wanted to do last night, is basically about, what Triple H said on the Pat McAfee show, which was indirectly, targeted towards Will Ospreay. Now, could Triple H said what he did a lot better? Yes, he could have worded it better, there's no doubt. Could Will Ospreay not taken it so offensively or out of context, if you will, like a lot of people have? Absolutely. There's no doubt. In fact, Ospreay didn't have to respond the way he did, which makes me believe it wasn't totally his idea, as some reports are making it out to be. I think it was a Tony Khan idea, and he probably wrote him a bonus check, if you will, to go out and say something. That's probably what it was, in my opinion. But yeah, could Triple H worded what he said on the Pat McAfee show a lot better? Absolutely. But I stick by what I said in the one video where I basically titled that video, Tony Khan kissed, his time on TBS and TNT goodbye. I also talked about this situation. And what I said there, like I said, I stick by, because I think Triple H, I truly believe it as well. He wants Will Ospreay, and we all know Will Ospreay is going to end up in WWE before this decade's over. We know that. But I think what he was trying to say, what he was trying to say in his own way, even though he could have worded it better, is that, if you're not willing to negotiate, sit down and talk and tell us what you need and allow us to help you out in that area, and you want a schedule that's basically like, well, you only work once a week and you're with your family, then hey, we're happy we didn't get you right now, because apparently you don't want to challenge yourself. You don't want to challenge yourself, maybe on a 2-week basis, and then spend the next 2 weeks of the month, with your family. I think that's basically what he was trying to get at. Like, if you don't want to be in it for the grind, which could have been like a 2-week run every month, and then spend 2 weeks with your family, and you just want a lesser schedule, it's like just come out once a week and everything, then maybe it's good that we didn't get you at this time. Now, could he have said it, could he have said what he did on the Pat McAfee show to that extent? Could he have, gone out and said, something, to that, to what I just mentioned? Yes, he could have, but he didn't. And yeah, was it a petty shot towards AEW? Absolutely, and I think that's really what it was. It wasn't something that he was indirectly or directly, shooting towards Will Ospreay or anything like that. I think it was a direct shot at AEW. Because, Triple H, he is an old school pro wrestler. And he's a student of the game. That's not just a tagline that he had when he was competing in the ring. No, that is a legit, I guess you could say, title that he's earned. That is a legit title that he has earned. And, being an old school wrestler, a student of the game, he's someone that realizes that if you're going to be the best and say you're the best, then you got to have a schedule, that allows you to prove that. And to him, when he sees what AEW provides, to him it's like, well, that's great and everything, but where's the real challenge? I mean, you're only competing maybe once, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, that's it. And then maybe in between you're doing some independent dates, and that's all. To him, that's not a real challenge. A real challenge is going out there and basically proving yourself against the very best that, you know, wrestling has to offer. You know, that's what he's getting at. You know, that's what he's getting at. And I think when he took that shot directly or indirectly towards Will Ospreay, I think it was more towards AEW. Now, like I said, I do stick by what I said, you know, in the video. I do stick by that. You know, I believe they want Will Ospreay. They're going to get Will Ospreay. But I think what it is that Will, you know, when he saw what Tony Khan was offering for the same amount of money and everything, he went in that direction because he's a family man first, which is good. But I also think it's because, you know, he has a wife, girlfriend, if you will, and a stepson that, you know, is still young, and he wants to be there for them. He wants to be there for them to a certain point. We've seen this with a lot of wrestlers. I mean, when AJ was, you know, in TNA and all that, when he was in TNA, Impact Wrestling, you know, all the times his contract came up, you know, before he finally decided to leave, you know, AJ decided to resign because he had his family to think of. He had his family to consider. You know, he wanted to be there for him, you know, for them. You know, we look at the John Tenta story on Dark Side of the Ring. The reason he went to WCW, you know, and took the deal they gave him is because he wanted to be home with his family more. Because the schedule WWE was giving him wasn't, you know, allotting him to do so. Nowadays, though, we're in a situation to where the schedule is a lot better, to where they're willing to negotiate with you if you're a family person to allow you to be with your family. And I think, in a way, that's what he was trying to get across here. You know, he understands in his own unique way that, hey, I get you want to be with your family and all that, but, you know, you could have, you know, still had that opportunity if you would have accepted our offer and maybe worked out this kind of balanced schedule. So, again, could he have worded it better? Absolutely. But I think what it is he just wishes, you know, Will Ospreay would have heard them out and been like, hey, you don't want to reroute your family from the UK to the US? That's fine. Here's what we can do for you. And I think that's what it is. But what I believe is it wasn't a total, you know, direct or indirect shot at Will Ospreay choosing AEW over WWE. I think what it really was a direct shot at AEW and Tony Khan, you know, having the schedule that they have for the company. You know, when it comes to the, comes to the roster, trying to prove that they are the best, if not the very best in the world. So look, at the end of it, I don't blame Will for taking the schedule he has at the time. I think he's biding his time. That's why he did it. So that when he does go to WWE, the timing will be better and perfect for him and his family. So I don't blame him. But I do believe Triple H could have worded it better. I really do. Because now we're in a situation, in a time, where they're willing to work with family members to be with their family. You know, so... yeah, could he have worded it better? Absolutely. But I think we all know, you know, the real, who he was really directing that shot at, in my opinion. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment below, live chat during the premiere if you're on YouTube.